You are about to enter a labyrinth so twisted there's no end in sight, an abyss so dark and cold that it consumes your thoughts as it wraps you in its embrace, a place that may scare you while seeming eerily familiar. This is the enigma that is my brain. Come with me as we get lost inside. Welcome to Lost Inside the podcast. I'm your host, Max Power. Today I'm recording outside in front of my house, just enjoying the cool air, the cool breeze. So if you hear any summer noises, kids screaming, there's people moving out across the street. There's a kid down the street who's cutting grass for money. So you just may be hearing a few random things. I decided to try to do today's podcast about, it's a question I get asked a lot, and the question is, why do you do that? Growing up, I did a lot of things where I basically had two options. I could laugh or I could cry. I was always told it's okay to cry, but in the end, you have to laugh at things. You can't take things too personal. You can't take things too seriously. And if you don't laugh at things, they start to fester inside. They start to build up, and they really start to affect who you are and your attitude and how you treat people and things of that nature. So a lot of times when I'm hit with something serious, I make jokes, and people do not appreciate that. Even my own family members do not appreciate that, where I will joke about things. Especially right now, everybody's talking about the COVID-19 coronavirus, and I make jokes about the beer. I can't drink beer, so I joke about it. Well, you need to take this more seriously. Actually, no, I don't. I'm going to take it as serious as I can, as serious as it is. My thing is, and I say this a lot, but there's a lot of truth to it when I say, I've had a good run. At the time of this recording, I'm 42 years old. I am not in the best health. I know this. I've never been that healthy. I'm not going to be winning any bodybuilding awards or anything of that nature, but I'm healthy enough. I don't live my life by numbers, which my doctors hate, because I am diabetic. I have been a diabetic for well over almost 15 years, well over 10 years, I know that much. And I just refuse to check my sugar on a daily basis, because I refuse to live my life by numbers. You've got to check your blood pressure, you got to check your sugar, you got to keep this under control, get these numbers in this location, between this place and this place. No, I don't. My number one job was to raise a child, and I believe I've done that. She is very self-sufficient. She can take care of herself. I'm very proud of her and the progress that she's made in her 19 years on this earth. Going to be 20 this year. I know that if I'm not here, she's going to be okay. I know that if I'm no longer here, she will miss me, but life moves on. She will be okay. And that's not anything that I myself worry about on a daily basis. That's not anything that I'm going to let control me and make me live my life in fear. Because if I'm living in fear, then I'm not enjoying life. So I do get this question a lot of, why do you do that? Why do you make these jokes? And primarily they revolve around death. And people, well, if you don't do this, you're going to die. Well, so's everybody else. If you don't take care of yourself, you're going to die. I could die crossing this street right where I'm at right now. If you do this or you don't do this, you're going to die. Nothing in the world is going to stop me from dying. That is a fact of life, a fact that I have embraced and acknowledged since the age of 7. When I had my first suicide attempt. Granted, I was small and nobody knew it, because I threw myself out of a tree that I used to climb all the time as a child to pick fruit from. So the only thing that people thought was, I slipped and fell out of the tree. That was it. Nobody had any clue that I had actually attempted to jump. And for a little 7-year-old kid, a 10, 15 foot tall tree seemed pretty big. So I thought, yeah, if I jump out of this tree, I could die. And that was my goal and my intention. And that is actually going to be for another podcast coming up. But my point is, I do these things because I know what I live with. I know I live with bipolar. I know I have depression. I know I have suicidal thoughts from time to time. And this world is a scary place. It is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The world is a really scary fucking place. I'm sorry to say it, but it is. And oftentimes, yeah, I do find myself crying about situations that I'm in, situations of the world, situations that I can do absolutely nothing about. And those worry me more than things that I can do something about. So why try? Why bother? Why continue to go down this road? So I choose to laugh. I choose to laugh at myself. One of the reasons why I started laughing at myself is because other people used to laugh at me. And that old expression, they're laughing with you, not at you. No, they were laughing at me. They were laughing at me as I was on the ground, as they were kicking me, beating me up. Bullies were constantly tormenting me in elementary school and middle school. By the time I got to the 8th grade, I actually learned how to fight back and learned how to defend myself. And that no longer became an issue. But the fact that I learned people are laughing at me, not with me, because I wasn't laughing then. I wasn't laughing. But when I started laughing at myself and I started taking shots at myself, I took away their power. And bullies hated that. How dare you take away my power? I'm trying to show my dominance over you. Not anymore. I don't deal with that. I don't put up with it. I don't let myself feel sorry for myself. I don't give myself the excuses of, well, you should do this, you should do that. You can't. You shouldn't laugh at yourself. You shouldn't make jokes about yourself. Why not? Other people are. I'm just taking away the power that they have over me. Hey, if you come up with a good joke or a good gag, I'll laugh about it. I ain't got no problem with it. You got me. But know that I will give as good as I get. And I have no problem getting, because a lot of people would rather give than to get. And they don't know how to handle themselves when they are got. A lot of times I'll set you up to get me. I don't care. Because if I take away that power of you being able to destroy my mood, ruin my day, then that's power I don't need you to have over me. That's power that I don't want you to set off in me. I don't need you to trigger something in me that sends me into a spiral depression or sends me into some deep dark emotions and puts me in a place where I don't need to be. And unfortunately, there are times where there's nothing I can do about that. Somebody will say something and it will get to me. And as much as I try to, nah, this doesn't hurt me, it hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts something fierce. And all I can do is try to push past it. That's the only thing I can do. And unfortunately, after that, all I can do is laugh. I can only laugh because laughter helps the world to heal. It really does. Reader's Digest has a thing called Laughter is the Best Medicine. And it's just full of jokes. It's a 1 to 2 pages of short little jokes. And I've been reading that ever since I was a little kid. Since I was a teenager when I got my first Reader's Digest. And I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I got a Reader's Digest, before I read any articles, before I read any of the other quotes and the jokes and anything like that, laughter is the best medicine would be the first thing I find. I would look on the table of contents, go straight to that, read that first. And a lot of times I would try to figure out ways to retell these jokes to other people. I try to make people laugh. There's an old Smokey Robinson song, Tears of a Clown. And that song really spoke to me. And while I'm making you laugh, I'm at times making myself forget. If it works, it works. I mean, there's not much I can say or do, but that's one thing I can control. If I can make others laugh, hell, if I make myself laugh. A lot of times people who see me know that I carry around a red nose. And I don't have it with me right now. I forgot to bring it outside. That's my dumbass, I'm sorry. I would be wearing it right now. While I've worn this nose, I've had people call the cops on me. I've been in a Walmart and people have called the cops on me because I'm wearing a red nose and it scares them. I've had kids laugh. I've had kids cry. Hey, clowns are scary, I know that. And I don't put on makeup, I just wear the red nose. I wear it for a simple reason, because I'm always saying that I'm collecting smiles. 2 things I collect in life: smiles and stories. And I like to collect stories because I like to tell stories. Everybody has a story to tell of some point and some kind, and I like to hear them because it lets me know I'm not alone in the things that I'm feeling, even though I do feel that from time to time. I know that I'm not alone. And just hearing about how other people deal with things and how they experience things, that it's humbling. It makes you realize how small the world really is, and that things are very similar from person to person. We all think we're different. We all like to bask in our uniqueness, but a lot of times we're all the same. We experience the same things. We experience the same human natures. So I love hearing about other people's stories and retelling their stories, letting other people hear about other things that people have done, inspiring things, great things. And a lot of people don't realize that they have that inspiring story to tell. I'm going to be honest with you, every single time I do one of these podcasts, my anxiety jumps through the roof. I've always thought nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Nobody cares about what I have to say. And a lot of times that was true when I was growing up. I got bullied. I got told Nobody cares what you have to say. And my anxiety kicks in every single time I hit that record button. Every single time. But then I'm being a hypocrite if I don't. I tell people to tell their stories. So why not tell mine? And if nobody listens, nobody listens. But at least I've put it out there, not for the ones that don't want to listen, not for the ones that don't care, but for the ones that do, the ones that need to hear this, the ones that cannot express themselves the way I can. I've never thought myself to be good at anything, but other people have told me I'm good at writing. I'm good at expressing my emotions through word. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to express myself through words. I'm going to try to express myself in ways that other people cannot express themselves. And if I reach people and I help them to be able to express themselves, to be able to say, tell somebody else, hey, this is how I'm feeling. I don't know how to say it, but this person just said it for me. Then that's what I need to do. That's why I'm doing this. That's what matters the most. That's what counts. That's why I'm doing this. And I have to fight my anxiety to do it. I really do. The other thing I said I collect smiles. So usually when there's two reactions that happen when I put on this nose. It's either going to be somebody's scared or somebody's going to laugh. First they smile, then they laugh. And when you laugh, you can't help but feel good. You feel, even if you're feeling sad, you start feeling better. And laughter is contagious. A smile is contagious. It's like a cold. No one is immune. Anybody can catch one. And you can be in a bad mood. And you may want to stay in a bad mood. And I perfectly understand that. Sometimes I'm just going to do that. And the reason I say I'm collecting smiles is because I have one of these minds, one of these memories that it's very hard for me to forget anything. And that's good and that's bad. It's bad because I remember the bad. I remember it very vividly. Even though I do remember the good, and I remember the good very vividly. My mind is like a movie projector, and my memories play back over and over and over. So when I say I'm collecting smiles, I do it for a selfish reason. I do it because I want to feel good about myself. I've made somebody else feel good. But when I'm in those dark places, when I'm in a depressive state, when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling suicidal, when those emotions hit me, I pull out that reel of smiles and I play it. And I play it in my mind, and in my mind's on a big screen. I got a big head, so I got a big screen. And knowing that I've made people laugh, and knowing that I've made them smile, and remembering those times that I've made them smile, what I did to make them smile. It may be small, it may only last a few seconds, but when I put those all together in a movie inside of my head, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. I start to feel a little better. It's a light in the darkness. It helps. It really does help me. It makes me feel better, and I start to get better, and it doesn't keep me down. So that's why I do what I do. That's why I poke fun. That's why I make jokes. And even though it's a joke, it's the truth. I've lived a good life. I've had a good run. I don't regret anything. There may be some things that I wish I could have changed, that I could have done better. But there is no manual for life. that you just live it and you go day to day and you figure out what it is you have to do. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to have good memories, try to have great taste. I'm a firm believer that memories revolve around food, and great memories revolve around great meals. So that's what I try to have. Oh, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, it's bad for you. If it brings me joy at the time that I'm eating it, that's all that matters to me. If it brings me joy at the time that I'm drinking it, I don't care about anything else, because nothing is going to stop me from dying. Nothing's going to stop any of us from dying. I'm just going to go out on my own terms, because I could do everything that I'm supposed to do, live a healthy life, and it could be a miserable life. It could be a long life, it could be a short life. But if it's a miserable life, is it really worth living just to be here? I don't believe in miserable lives. I've lived and had enough tragedy in my life that I don't care anymore about misery. I don't want misery. Misery loves company. And unfortunately, if that makes me live a life by myself, if I'm living a happy life, that's all I care about. And that's all you should care about too. You should make yourself laugh. And if you can make other people laugh, that's a bonus. But all I'm doing is making myself laugh, and that's all I care about. Until next time, thank you. If you need to talk, I always say don't keep things inside. Talk to someone, anyone. If you cannot find someone near you, I'm always willing to listen. You can always email me anytime at lostinside.info@gmail.com. Let's talk about it. I hope you're enjoying the show. If you would like to be a guest on the show and share your story, please email me at lostinside.info@gmail.com and put guest requests in the subject line. That's lostinside.info@gmail.com and put guest requests in the subject line. I'll talk to you soon. Lost Inside is written and produced by me, Max Power. The music used in the show is from the song How Do You Do by Palais Royale, a band that has helped my daughter to deal with her mental health afflictions. I do not own the rights to any of the music used here. Thank you for listening, and until next time, to quote two wise dudes, be excellent to each other and party on.